Hello fellow modelers and styling fanatics, welcome back to my channel. I hope that everyone is doing fine and enjoys the hobby. Concrete Bunker is back again with another one of its notorious episodes. On today's episode, me and Past George are continuing our work on our Land Rover 109 LWB from Italeri in 1 to 35th scale and kit number 6508. So what you guys are going to watch today? Today we put together the majority of the Land Rover. We apply the decals and we clear coat the vehicle. Some of you may ask only that, not the final reveal of the vehicle, and I will tell you yes, unfortunately, mainly because I decided to do the weathering on its own separate segment, on its own separate video, for reasons unknown, but since I had that inspiration, I decided to follow it. So apart from some troubles I had putting together meeting the chassis with the car body, mainly because something was warped. I don't know what was it. Was it the chassis? Was it the body panels? I couldn't. I wasn't able to realize, to find out what it was. Apart that, everything was smooth sailing. I managed to solve my problems, put the vehicle together without it being warped or without it having huge gaps, and I am relatively happy about that. To be honest with you guys, I wasn't angry at all, mainly because I found it a good practice, the troubleshooting solution, the moment where I was thinking what should I do to save the build, to put a vehicle together that looks good, and this time was one of those, when you have when you're facing a problem and you aren't pissed off, but you concentrate and you try to find a solution. Anyway, as I've said, from the point that I have put it together, the body, everything was smooth sailing. Nothing further for me to note. I don't want to bore you guys any further. So all of you know the drill up to this point. Grab a seat, make yourselves comfortable, crack the mandatory cold one or a hot brew, and let's see what me and Past George have prepared for you guys in this episode. It is time for part 5 of our Rover build, guys, and except from part 5, it is time for me to start putting some stuff together, mainly because I will apply decals, and after decals I will apply a coat of gloss varnish. So let's bring down the pile of random parts that we have accumulated, random sub-assemblies that we have accumulated. Let's start with the dashboard and then attach the dashboard on our front part of the Rover. As you remember from the previous episode, everything is detail painted and ready to go. So I will apply some super glue onto my sacrificial jar as always, and I will start gluing parts together. The first part that I am going to glue is of course the steering wheel to the dashboard. Let me see, I just double checked to see if what orientation should I follow, and let's be in frame. there we have it. Now I will have to attach the dashboard onto the over here. Let me double check once again. Test fit. There is something I don't like. It's supposed to go there, so high. Yeah, it is supposed to go so high. So now that I know, let's apply some glue. Well, I will of course apply it off camera, mainly because my glue sacrificial jar is off camera. That's the only reason. No. Okay. And let's go. Let's hope for the best. Clicked in place. Okay. So that's partially our interior, guys, and I'm talking partially because we don't have the floor pan, of course, which means that the only thing left on this part is the clear parts, which of course are going to be placed near the completion of the build. So we will leave this aside. I will let everything to cure, and we will proceed on to the next parts, which is none other than our floor pan. So we need our floor pan, we need also our handbrake, which I have detail painted over here, and I will need to detach it from the sprue. Let me find my nippers, and let's do that. Okay, and we also need our seats. One, two, that's the middle one, if I am not mistaken. I am going to double check, and come on, number 3. So let's start from the handbrake level first, because that's the fiddliest part, and that will need to go first in order for me not to mess it all up later, and it needs to be placed over here. So okay, handbrake is there. And now let's continue with the seats. Now let's apply glue on them. Let's try to apply glue, because right now off camera parts are falling off my hands like I am some really old dude. No offense to old guys, but you know what I mean. don't get me wrong, guys. Okay, one seat down, two more to go. Oh, come on. Will you stay there, please? Okay. Two down, three. One more to go. My plan comes to fruition. I love it when this happens. All seats are in place. The other half of our interior is ready. You know what I mean. Let's do a test fit like a glove, guys. And on. Okay. Keep in mind, for the guys that wanna touch a driver figure, keep in mind, in that steering wheel you need to tilt it upwards. Of course, and I'm not. Am I going to tilt it upwards or not? Nah, I'm not gonna do that right now. I'm not gonna mess with it right now. Anyway, keep that in mind, guys. It will come in handy in the future. So, let's see if I have something else to attach onto the interior of my vehicle, and if not, I will make these two sub-assemblies one piece. So, yeah, done. Okay, yeah, it is time for us to make this thing one piece. I am going to grab this one, apply some glue, and let's reattach this. No, yes. Okay, now it is slowly starting to look like a Rover, guys. Let's see. Okay, I have created one long clip so far. Yep, now we can attach also the track bed. Great. See, I've told you my plan is gonna come to fruition. Now, off camera, I have detail painted those Pioneer tools and attached them onto the rear. Their location points are totally iffy and they're kinda floating, but it is what it is. I fiddled with them quite a lot off camera and couldn't find a better positioning. You have to take my word on that, guys. Okay. test fit once again before we commit to glue. How am I going to proceed with this one? It is supposed to. Yep. I didn't like that sound at all. Okay, now I couldn't pull it out anyway. Let's try that again. Okay. No. Or there. And I will have to do some fiddling of camera. Yeah, I will.
One eternity later.
Sorry guys, baby emergency, so I took care of that first. Of course, family comes first, and then fiddle with the body of camera. Now, from my understanding, what was causing the issue? The issue was caused either through the chassis, it was warped, but warped sideways, or this part. Anyway, what I have done is to glue it in sections. You know, first glue this door at the track bed, then the other door, and then the track bed over here at the rear. Of course, and the connection points are all over the place, so I just skipped them, and here is how it looks right now, as best as I can. This is one side, and this is the other side, and I know that you can see some super glue over here, super glue stains, but I will take care of them soon. Now, what's left for this Rover to be complete? The road wheels, the spare tire, and of course the canvas cover and the clear parts. But these are not going to be mounted right now. I'm not gonna mount the canvas cover, mainly because I will need to attach the clear parts first, you know, windshield and side windows, and of course I'm not gonna attach the clear parts over here at the front, mainly because I will need to clear coat it and weather it, etc. Now, what is our next step, you may ask? Our next step is the decal application, and as probably as most of you can imagine, I am going for the i4 version, which means that I will need the i4 markings and this license plate, and I have come prepared. So here is my jar of warm water for decals. Here is my decal sheet and my mark fit strong. That's the only thing I use, mainly because that's the first decal solution that I have purchased, and until it finishes I'm not gonna toy with anything else, to be honest with you guys. So I don't know if there is anything better in the market right now, for me at least, you know, because these things are objective. So I am going to start with the rear license plate. With the license plates I'm gonna dip both of them in water. And I am going to cut the markings. Just to have them ready. Hopefully we will be able to finish the build, if not in this episode, on the next one. This I will later be sure, mainly because I am thinking if I am going to weather it quickly off camera, or if I wanna do a how-to, not a how-to, a demonstration on how I am going to weather this vehicle. Of course, and I am going to use oils, and of course the weathering will be focusing on the outside, on the exterior of the vehicle. So, let me grab something to mount my Rover so I can manipulate it while I am applying decals. And let's start from the rear license plate first. Of course, off camera I have a piece of kitchen paper that I use to remove the majority of water. I am going to apply mark fit before the decal application, before I apply my decals, and of course I'm gonna give it a coat after I apply them. Now, it's not the first time you watch me work with decals. Most of my old subscribers remember my video on the Lancia. And oh yeah, I forgot to grab a Q-tip. Give me a moment, guys. Q-tips. Now I am going to slowly but surely try to conform the decal onto the surface. I am going to press firmly and I am going to give it another coat of mark fit and let it soak for a while before I return. Let's work onto the front license plate, but yeah, over here in the middle. And course my decal was separated by its decal paper. Now when it comes to decals, guys, like everything in modeling, take your sweet time with them. Make sure that you have them in place properly, lined up and not crooked. Go slow, and practice will make you perfect. Don't expect to lay down a huge decal in the first go on your first try. Mirror adjustment. Okay, let's leave them aside to soak a bit, and let's mount our canvas cover to something so we can apply our decals. So we need an I4 thingy, and we also need this marking, one on each side, quite self-explanatory. No, don't hug each other. And let's see. Let me create some space. So the I4 marking is supposed to go somewhere here. Somewhere over the rainbow. Oh, okay. It needed a little bit more time to soak hot water. Will you move, darling? No. Damn, those decals are persistent. But I am persistent as well. Okay, things look good. Remove the air bubbles, press it firmly onto the surface, and of course it's not in place. Can I move it? No. I will be able to move it in a while. Yep. So, one down, another one to go. somewhere here. Uh-oh. Saved. Lucky me. I think, yeah, that there is the right place. Sorry for not talking a lot, guys. I am trying to concentrate. This is going to be a difficult one to line up because of the shape. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa there, darling. Yeah, I think that's good. And let's move on the other side. Let them soak and repeat. So oops, I forgot the mark fit application. Okay. I need to move it a little bit forward. Move it a little bit forward. Come on. Downwards now. A little bit upwards. And a little bit forward. Just that, and I think that we are good. Press it firmly once again. And move on to the last one. Yeah, I kinda screwed up. Kinda. Let's see, a little bit upwards so it will match with the other, with the one on the opposite side, and I think that we are there. Let them soak a bit, and let's check our license plates. The rear one first. Done and dusted, I recall. And the front one. No. Oh, it's still malleable. It will need some more time and another coat of mark fit. Let's keep it aside, and we will return off camera, of course, mainly because I don't want to bore you guys. So, not this side, that side first. Press them firmly. Yep, those are great. And repeat from the other side. Okay, let's create some space. And bring the subject to the center once again. Now, what's my next step? Of course, my next step will be to take care of this one off camera, because as I've told you, I don't want to bore you guys, and my next step is to apply a gloss coat, mainly because the decals are silvering, you can see what I mean, the effect. They are shiny for the new guys out there, and the gloss coat is going to eliminate that. It's going to make the whole vehicle shiny for a moment, and after that gloss coat, I am going to be back to start the initial steps of weathering. And through the magic of video, guys, we are back. We have everything clear coated. Operation went well, not perfect, well, and I am saying not perfect mainly because for reasons unknown, I was a little bit stingy with the clear coat application, and I never gave it enough coats. I just gave it 2 coats, and I think that I have to apply another coat, mainly because the clear coat is not, shiny as someone would wish in a car. But this is not a car, this is a military vehicle, and I don't care, mainly because I am going to dull coat it in the future, so even if it's not shiny, it will never be shiny to begin with. So clear coat's purpose for me is to have a save point, a checkpoint for all the job that I have done up to this point, and to seal the decals onto the surface. So even with my quote-unquote faulty clear coat, I have the operation served its purpose. Let me give you a closer look now. Let's start from the canvas cover. Here is how it looks. And as I've said, it could be shinier, but for reasons unknown, I was a little bit stingy. I am stingy in the worst case scenario. I don't know why it happens to be, but it happens anyway. That's the canvas cover, and that's the main body of our vehicle and how it looks at the time being. Believe me guys, I could have done a far better job. Anyway, it is what it is right now, and as I've told you, I am really happy. So, what's left for us to do on this vehicle? Basically, weathering, dull coat, and final assembly. But this will have to wait until the next episode, because that's what I decided. I decided to do my weathering, to incorporate all my weathering in this vehicle in an episode, in a standalone episode. So I will have to wrap this episode up. And as I've said, with all that said and done, we have made it to the end of this episode. On our next episode, we will finalize our work onto our Land Rover. We will weather it and do all the necessary stuff to complete the build, and I will try to be as thorough as I can. I will try to experiment a bit, and I will try to give as many advices as possible. Not that I am a weather master, but I'll give you my end of the story about weathering. So, before I go, I want to thank each and every one of you guys that watched this episode. A special thank you to all my subscribers, old and new ones. You guys are the best, and you are the reason I keep doing these videos. Now, for the newcomers out there that encounter one of my videos for the first time, welcome guys. I hope that you like what I do. If so, you all know what to do. Leave a like, comment with your thoughts and opinions, share the video if you believe it deserves to be shared, or even consider subscribing for more builds to come your way. Until the next time, fellow modelers and friends, it was that Mofo Damon signing out.